Bazinga punks, and welcome back with more of The Big Bang Theory. This is season 10, episode 7. Last time, Penny went to a convention that featured D-list celebrities, and she met some fans. Leonard, though, actually got way more attention for landing a stone-cold fox, and they were treating him like their god. And then Howard felt the baby kick in Bernie's stomach and was panicking a bit about the baby coming, spent a lot of money real fast on a new minivan and a top-of-the-line crib, and then Sheldon and Amy had guests over for a trial dinner, really hurt Stuart's feelings, but they hashed it all out. Alright, on to the next episode though. Have I forgotten to check episode titles recently? This one is called The Veracity Elasticity. Sounds like people are really stretching the truth here. Let's check it out. P.O. Box address is in the description, full reactions on Patreon, leave a like and let's get started. Oh, hello. Fun with flags in the new apartment.
And I'm Dr. Amy Farrah Fowler.
What fills my heart and makes my eyes moist? Sending a flag up a pole on a hoist. Fun with flags, fun with
oh man.
Flags. It's fun with flags, fun with flags.
A new hit single from Footprints on the Moon.
Just one of the changes around here is our new house band.
A little too much.
You haven't learned their place yet.
Damn.
Dr. Fowler and I began an experiment in living together after her apartment became water damaged. This is our friend Penny's place. You may remember her from our episode Flags and the People Who Don't Understand Them.
So in the spirit of cohabitation, flags of two regions coming together as one, such as the flag of St. Kitts and Nevis.
So let's roll up our sleeves and get to know Nevis.
Now does he know his place?
I like that, but next time check with me.
Did you know that the flag was designed by a student named Edward?
They're watching.
I'm saying this, but can we watch the news or something?
They finished the work early, but she's been telling Sheldon they're behind schedule.
Oh.
So she's just been lying to him?
Well, you lied to Sheldon?
Yeah, but to make him leave, not to make him stay.
Buddha and Pest united to form Budapest.
Uh-huh.
And that's why Budapest is the
Budapest? Dun
Now.
It's almost dinner time. You in the mood for anything?
No, we could get Thai food near your apartment and then drop in and check on the progress.
Uh-oh.
It's a construction zone.
So?
Well, what about your fear of stray nails and butt cracks?
I am terrified of stepping on a nail and falling into a butt crack. I could call your landlord and complain.
Thanks, but you don't have to.
Oh, I don't mind. I'm very good at complaining.
You would enjoy it.
We're an Olympic sport.
What about dinner?
Is it me, or are you purposely changing the subject?
The subject was on dinner to begin
And
with.
on the subject of subjects, is your use of the word subject the same or different as when we speak about the subject of a king?
Different.
I
But
have
he's
a
getting-
feeling you're still doing it. But I
Nonsense.
find that topic irresistible. So, now, in ancient Mesopotamia,
JPL's actually developing a robot arm that could grab an asteroid before it hits us.
Grabbing
So their
asteroid.
plan for saving the Earth from Armageddon is hoping a bunch of scientists can catch a ball?
If we're all gonna die, why am I eating so much kale?
You're awful quiet. Everything okay?
Uh-huh.
I'm concerned about Amy. She's acting a bit odd lately.
Not the first time she'd lied to get
Just out of
closer to him.
curiosity, what registers as odd to you?
Odd for her.
Her behavior. Well, whatever it is, it's troubling me. I can't eat, I can't sleep,
No.
and don't even ask about the consistency of my bowel movements.
No one was going to.
Why would she keep something from me? Well, I shared my body with that woman, and my Netflix password. They
One was
recommended Stella got her
more
groove
sacred.
back because of her.
Oh. You can make separate profiles? Don't tell.
Just didn't want you to
don't
know
tell.
that the work on her apartment was finished a couple weeks ago.
Well, I feel both flattered and hurt. Like when people say I look like that skeleton from Nightmare Before Christmas.
I just reacted to that a
that's
little
what
while
you
ago.
look like.
It's a little white lie. Everyone does it.
Not me. I'm 100% honest in all of my relationships.
And how single are you right now?
Eating cake on the toilet single.
Damn, that's very single.
You've got gold here. Hang on to it until you're in trouble and then throw it in her face.
Why would you tell him that? That's terrible advice.
You wouldn't want to have anything on Penny.
Well, of course not.
So if I actually know something
Oof.
right now,
Oh boy.
and I do, you want me to tell you?
That's different.
She's secretly been moving your collectibles into storage a little at a time, and you haven't noticed.
Whoa.
Are you kidding me?
See, I've known that for weeks, but, I waited till the moment when it would cause him the most pain.
Diabolical.
So, what's the deal with your apartment? Why is it taking so long?
It was a drywall problem.
Oh no, what happened?
Oh, no.
The drywall got wet. You do not want wet drywall because when drywall gets wet, it's really more
Wet wall.
Why don't they just get more drywall?
well.
They ran out
they
at the
went to get
drywall
some,
store.
But the woman at the wall store,
The wall store.
Is Sheldon really believing all this crap?
well, he started to question it, but then I fake sneezed on him and he ran to take a shower.
God.
Please don't say anything. I feel terrible about this.
Don't worry.
Just end it. Are we sure we're
Going to confront
geniuses?
Penny?
Eventually, I guess. Although I am kind of curious how long she thinks she can keep hiding my stuff without me knowing.
Forever if no one mentioned it.
We should see how far they're willing to spin their tangled webs.
Ooh.
Like that Spider-Man action figure that used to be on your desk.
Oh my god, I'm going blind.
I'm very hungry. Yeah, speaking of which, what's going on with your apartment?
We're gonna play it cool.
They're still working on it.
We swung by her apartment on the way to the restaurant. They're gonna be fixing it for a while.
Uh-huh.
You saw her apartment.
I did. Still a mess.
Also lying, obviously.
Giarjbe. Yachnep a penny?
Yes.
Why are you speaking Klingon?
How did you recognize it was
Why are
Klingon?
you speaking English?
Suppose that's...
Do you remember when I taught you Ubby
A bab's a bowl, a boot, labita, bida boo.
What? What is that?
Debuzz Shabeldabin, Nebo, Abime Labiabing?
It's just adding like bees and stuff.
Bim, a bird to bowl to bim. A bit's a possibibble.
It's a
All right, stop
the
that.
heck?
You stop that.
What is going on?
Fine, I told Sheldon that her apartment's been finished, and you just said it's not, so now I'm all confused.
Penny
She
just
was
covering for
lying.
me.
What's it called when you secretly get rid of all your husband's stuff?
That is not true. You believe your friend and your friend's wife in your own eyes over me? Wow.
Penny.
Why did you tell Howard I was hiding Leonard's things?
1 sec. Why did you tell Leonard I told you Penny was hiding his things?
The blame game.
I'm sorry, but I lied about my apartment.
It's all right.
And
I'm a delight.
And what? Your wizard robes are next to go.
Oh damn. No concession.
Everything's out in the...
Despite recent events, I do consider our experiment in cohabitation to have been positive.
Aw.
Amy Babi Kabul.
Whatever.
Excellent.
Leonard could keep the stuff you don't like in Sheldon's old room. Solves everything.
Oh, no, what? Excuse me.
It's still his room.
but you won't be living here.
But
It's
that's
still my
You
room.
won't be living here.
But that's my room.
You guys might want to start eating. You won't be living here.
Once you stop paying rent, none of this is really yours.
But that's my room.
But you won't be
If you want to keep paying rent, that's fine.
Understanding.
If we did continue living together, would it be here? There's always your apartment.
Which is actually ready.
Sure, we could live in my apartment.
That's so far away from Leonard and Penny. Okay.
Sorry you brought it up.
Well, I suppose. What if there's a smoker in the building? Or pets? Well, there could be mold. There could be traffic noise. I'm gonna have to learn a whole new bus route.
So just continue living here for a bit?
Are you trying to soothe me by singing the Star Trek theme as a lullaby?
Yes. Is it working?
I'm not a child. Don't do that.
Oh.
Do you know 2001: A Space Odyssey? All right, now that's soothing.
Aw.
It's still my room. We haven't really made it yours. Which is why I got you this pink Power Ranger. Anywhere you like.
Okay, but you may feel some discomfort.
I'm kidding. I want you to feel at home here. Decorate it any way that
He's
makes
kidding. I couldn't tell.
Just so you know, I'm not getting rid of all your stuff.
Yeah, what are you keeping?
That candle and you.
That's it?
What about my robot poster?
I can make do with just the candle.
Ugh.
I'm struggling with the thought of leaving my old bedroom.
Can it be more of an internal struggle?
I need to see it. Don't breathe on my pillow.
How about if I just don't breathe at all?
That's my girl.
Please don't actually hold your breath. Is he dreaming?
On Earth.
Are they having a rave in there? It's that part from Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh, hey, Sheldon.
I'm just kidding.
Turn your room.
Yay!
The chaps he was wearing, assless.
Can we just focus on the decision I'm facing?
We can. But for the record, all chaps are assless.
Okay.
Gentlemen, please.
I don't. Okay,
This
I'll take your
is
word
a
for it.
significant decision.
Do you love Amy?
Yes.
Do you like living with her?
Yes.
Do you know what you need to do now?
No.
Apparently figured this out on my own because you guys are no help at all.
What are you doing?
I'm just contemplating Buridan's donkey.
I understand. I'll leave you be.
Want to clue us in?
What,
I don't know
you're
that one.
familiar with the reference?
Jean Buridan proposed a philosophical thesis stating that a hungry donkey placed between two equidistant bales of hay would be paralyzed by indecision and would starve to death.
And that, her understanding is what's gonna push him
Exactly.
towards her.
I wouldn't want you to starve to death, so here's an eggplant. In Aristotle's example, he proposed an equally hungry and thirsty man caught between food and drink.
Huh.
Yeah, I wonder if that's related to the 12th century Persian philosopher Al-Ghazali.
If anything, he was anti-Aristotelian.
He's gotta argue it.
Al-Ghazali was anti-Aristotelian. Oh, boy, you think you know a guy.
And look at that.
Open your eyes and see your new room.
Did you leave more than... Oh, God. Is he dreaming now?
Just hiding some stuff in your closet. Don't tell Penny.
It's not gonna work on her, too. Isn't he famously bad at keeping secrets? Oh, Amy. She's always lying to get closer to Sheldon, from pretending to be sick and getting punished for it, to this just lying and saying the apartment wasn't finished when it actually finished early. Like, I get the impulse. She craved this closeness for such a long time. I think if she told him they were done early, she could have easily convinced him to continue through the rest of the time to properly finish the experiment. And it turns out that Sheldon is okay with continuing to live together anyway, so she could have gotten what she wanted without lying. Hopefully, all that dishonesty stops now, though that might just be a consequence of her basically having everything she wants now anyway. If she plays her cards right, though, she could get punished again. She might enjoy that. I guess the next step in their relationship eventually is for Sheldon to propose, because that was already on his mind before. I did predict what season they would get married at some point in a much earlier season, but I don't remember at all what I said. But I'm guessing a proposal by the end of this season is probably likely. And yeah, they got Footprints on the Moon to be their band for Fun with Flags. Raj and Howard did not get paid, did not get food, did not get exposure because who was watching this? Kind of a raw deal. But they're helping their friends. And then lots of secrets came out in this episode. Leonard wound up telling Sheldon that Amy's place was ready. Howard told Leonard that Penny had been putting away all his things. That could have been handled better too. Like, based on what eventually happened with him letting her redecorate, she could have just told him from the jump. And I get that there needs to be compromise in relationships, but it actually winds up being rather one-sided. There are a bunch of things that brought him joy in that room that are just now gone, or they're put in storage. Or are they going to use Sheldon's room for that? I don't think they had a final answer on what they were going to do with his room. I think he was just still arguing that it's still his room. And yeah, everyone trying to keep secrets was hilarious. Penny tried to get it out of Amy that her apartment was ready, and the woman at the wall store. And then yeah, everybody started speaking in tongues. It seems like a really fun time to have secret conversations with a friend or a partner. For me, if I had to do it, it would have to be in Mandarin, because that's the only other language I know besides English. And yeah, definitely not Klingon or Abu Dhabi. I've never heard of that before. It sounds like they were just adding the sound before every single vowel, maybe. It was ridiculous. And Sheldon decides he's open to continue living with Amy, but he has a nightmare about Leonard and Penny making his old room a sex dungeon. Assless chaps. And I actually really like the scene where he's stuck between two doors. He brought up the term Buridan's donkey. Amy immediately understands what he's going through. And I think that empathy and understanding and the intellectual connection that they share is what draws him into their apartment. It's actually a really beautiful moment. Like, he's made up his mind to move forward with this relationship, and it's solidifying a pretty big change. Leonard and Penny will continue living alone, Sheldon living elsewhere, though his spot is still his spot and his room is still his room. At least we're going to argue that for a while. I mean, if you want to keep paying rent on it, sure, we'll leave it alone, but otherwise, we're going to do something else with it. But yeah, seeing the characters be uncommunicative would be frustrating if it wasn't a comedy, but it provided for some really funny moments. Solid episode. Hope you enjoyed my reaction. Full reactions on Patreon in the link in the description below. Leave a like, and I'll see you guys next time with more. Bye, friends.